This is James Wright Foley, an American citizen of your country. As a government, you have been at the forefront of the aggression towards the Islamic State. You have plotted against us and gone far out of your way to find reasons to interfere in our affairs. Today, your military air force is attacking us daily in Iraq. Your strikes have caused casualties amongst Muslims. You are no longer fighting an insurgency. We are an Islamic army and a state. So any attempt by you, Obama, to deny the Muslims their rights of living in safety under the Islamic Caliphate will result in the bloodshed of your people.
All right, folks, part of the horrific beheading video of journalist Jim Foley. Joining us now on the Malzberg panel, retired Major General in the U.S. Army and founder of Stand Up America, Paul E. Vallely, and LIGNET Chief Analyst Fred Fleitz. Gentlemen, welcome. Let me start with you, Fred. This direct rhetoric directed at President Obama. What's this, besides the beheading and what else was in the video, what's the significance of that?
Steve, it's good to be here. General, good to be here with you. Steve, this is more than just retaliation. In my opinion, this is defiance. This is taunting President Obama and the United States. It's a direct effort by ISIS to generate propaganda, to gin up its supporters, and to win more recruits. ISIS knows that this works. It's standing up to the United States, and it's gambling that there's only so far President Obama is going to go in responding.
General?
Well, Steve, you know, as I've
Yeah.
said in past interviews, yes, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, good, thank you. That ISIS must be destroyed. And as I said, if General Patton called me from the grave, that's what he would give the mission order to the generals: destroy ISIS. They must be destroyed and eliminated with every means possible now, not only by the United States, but other countries over there who have a vested interest in their own security.
And, you know, the president did speak and then went right back to the golf course and played golf with, probably still is, with some NBA players. But here's some of what he had to say.
No just God would stand for what they did yesterday and what they do every single day. ISIL has no ideology of any value to human beings. Their ideology is bankrupt. They may claim out of expediency that they are at war with the United States or the West, but the fact is they terrorize their neighbors and offer them nothing but an endless slavery to their empty vision and the collapse of any definition of civilized behavior.
All right, so they claim they're at war with the West and they claim they're at war with the United States, but really it's a local problem, is what he's saying. And they have no ideology. I mean, he's in denial on two fronts. Is he not in denial there, Fred?
That's right. I mean, where's the reference to radical Islam? They certainly do have an ideology. It's the ideology that al-Qaeda has been advancing for at least 20 years now. I agree with the general. We need a strategy for an aggressive response to this ideology, because this is not a local threat. This threat is coming to the United States.
General?
Well, absolutely it is. And, you know, I've written so many columns and interviews that there is no forward strategy by this inept national security team. That's why I've advocated that they must be replaced as soon as possible, because not only they're taking America over the cliff, but all of our allies. We can't even execute a military operation that seeks victory today, and their rhetoric, the empty suit rhetoric of Obama, can't go on and be accepted by any of the media or the American people. We are in a serious situation. We are at war. It's not only a claim of war by ISIS, they are at war against the West, against Israel and democracy. And so we have to have a strategy to pursue this to the nth degree and make sure it's settled as soon as possible.
There was a distinct lack of passion, a distinct lack of anger. Now, maybe they felt anger and passion would play into the hands of ISIS. They have another journalist, another American, that they're threatening to behead unless we stop the bombing. You would think the president would have said, we will not be intimidated. And again, maybe this is giving them what they would want, and I'll go to you first, Fred, but we will not stop the bombing. If you think you've seen bombing before, wait, you ain't seen nothing yet. And we're going to intensify our bombing, and we're going to kill ISIS wherever they are. But, you know, you'd have to hold your breath and die before this president would ever say that. Fred?
Can't we get you to be Secretary of State, Steve? I think you have the right approach here. That's how Israel would have responded. If an Israeli citizen was killed, there would have been an overwhelming military assault on ISIS, and that's what the United States should have done.
General?
Well, absolutely. Steve, you know, I helped rescue 2 Swedish journalists last year with my Syrian opposition liaison group out of Istanbul. And you can use proxies over there. And that's what we need to do. And we can do it through the Free Syrian Army. But you have to know how to work that area over there. You have to do it covertly, have to do it under the umbrella over there, that you can actually affect and get in there and make things happen. Nobody contacted me about this at all. And I'm the only one that has access into the Free Syrian Army who can affect change, and it can affect some kind of a rescue operation against the ISIS forces based out of that part of Syria and Iraq.
You know, Bill Crystal, who will join us, said that the president said ultimately ISIS will fail. He said, well, ultimately the Nazis failed, but look what they did before they failed, General.
Well, that's exactly right. You cannot sit and wait and appease and hope to do pinprick operations. This is a war against an enemy who wants to destroy us. Let's get serious. Let's get tough. Let's have a strategy. Give it to the generals. Give them one order, 2 words: defeat ISIS now.
All right, we're going to come back with part 2 of the panel with retired Major General Paul E. Vallely and LIGNET Chief Analyst Fred Fleitz. And for more in-depth analysis and forecasting on this issue and many more, be sure to go to lignet.com, lignet.com. And we'll be back with more from the panel, as I mentioned, after the break. But first, I want you to stay tuned for your Newsmax Now update. And if you want to reach us on social media, comment on the show, here's how you do it.